Yeah, don't judge me. My food just got here and I've been waiting for this food for over an hour, but I'm just eating a pizza egg roll and I'm going to meet myself. Yes, I heard you went to the anime store. Thank you. I'm so grateful. My heart is full. I got my Sailor Moon cup. This isn't wine because I was like, I'm not, but it like only holds like 12 ounces. So I had cranberry and tequila and I had to bring it downstairs with me so I don't I don't have to keep going upstairs to refill. It's from Hot Topic and it was on sale. It was like buy one get one half off. So I think I got it for like $5. Did I need another cup? No. Am I always going to buy a cup that's way too small for my drinking needs because it's anime? Absolutely. The struggles are real. I also thought that I would be able to stream from my phone to like using my phone as a webcam on my MacBook. YouTube said no. And then I was like, oh, I'll just use my camera. I don't have a capture card. And I was like, should I get a capture card? Probably if I'm going to be streaming regularly, but I don't know. Also, this feels kind of like crazy because I see y'all on the chat, but I can't like, I'm used to like Zoom where I see everybody's faces. Hey, hey, Toyin, you're here too. Oh my God. I feel so bad. I'm gonna mute myself and take another bite of my egg roll. But like I said, my food just got here and the order is wrong anyway. So the only thing that's the saving grace of my order is these pizza egg rolls. While I'm chewing, I was like, I should probably tweet that the stream is live. I mean, that probably would be helpful to get other people. There we go. This does not. You ever just take a picture and like it looked fine until you took the picture? Oh, maybe that's because it did a GIF. There we go. Anyways, I'm so glad you guys are here. Thanks for welcoming me to streaming. I don't know, like I like streaming and I'm like, okay, I'll stream regularly, but then I'm like, what am I gonna like I guess I could talk about stuff. I could find something to talk about. Oh, thanks. So the phone case is actually clear and I just put the stickers right on my phone because that's who I am as a person. I just changed this one though. This used to be Gojo, and I just put this Mafia sticker on here a couple weeks ago actually. But I need to get a new case that's like clear again. Cause you know these clear cases, they be starting clear and then they be turning like dinge. I just can't. So I'm not gonna be like those people like, you know when people go live on Instagram and they're like, wait, who's here? Who's here? I'm gonna hold on till like people come. We're gonna start the stream now to the point of this. So the point of the stream is to celebrate March Manga Madness. And I set up my I wish I wasn't streaming directly from my laptop. I set up my bookshelves, which you guys would have seen on Twitter, that I've been saying for like over a year, like I'm gonna get these bookshelves. Yo, when I get my bookshelves, and I have had my manga sitting, the basement has like a bar area. That's been my bookshelf. And I'm somebody that like actually reads That sounds mad messed up. I'm somebody that reads the manga that I own. Like it's not just like collecting dust. I do will be like, I just want to randomly read XYZ. Um, so it was very inconvenient because I had like two rolls of it. And then I just kept buying more. And then I started having to use the cabinets. And I was like, okay. But you know, when you got like a family, like you gotta take care of family stuff. But now finally it is me season and I was able to get my bookshelves. And then I kind of was like, damn, it doesn't look like I have that many, but they're actually filled to the bottom. And I'll explain in a little bit kind of like the rationale and how I organized it. Um One of them is organized in like thoughts. Like I thought about it. And the other one I still kind of haven't, like I put it together and I just put all the manga up to make sure that I had like, I just wanted to get it out of the counter, but I'm not 100% satisfied with like the order because there's so many ways you could organize manga. How do you guys organize it? Like by publisher, by series, alphabetical order, age, like it's so hard. Like why are there so many ways that you can organize stuff? This mic picks up my annoying little ice. You're gonna have to hear that. So this bookshelf behind me is the, like half of it is my clamp um, shelf. So it starts all the way at the top with RG Veda. And this is also hard because y'all know their manga was like, oh, we're gonna come out in a certain size. And then they're like, we got a new size that we coming out with. And then they're like, oh, some of these are going to come out in this old size and some of these are going to come out in this new size. And then you got omnibuses and it looks like wonky, but the way that my clamp collection is, I just figured for me, what makes sense with clamp is to put it in chronological order from when they first released to current day. So we start at the top with their first series that is officially licensed, which is RG Veda. And then we snake down and it ends right here. These peach ones, those are clamp. It is Card Captor Sakura, but clear card, which I don't know. Clamp be out here doing clamp stuff. Like they won't finish X, but they're gonna keep making chapters of Card Captor Sakura clear card. So that's kind of where it ends. And then I decided to start, I don't know, like I was like, oh, I want to put like some of my other faves right away. So I put like Lovely Complex, Sailor Moon. What I was also, that's another thing I was thinking of. I didn't want to have series start on a shelf and end on another shelf. Like I did not want that incompleteness. Although I think, did I have to do that? Yes, I had to do that for one, but I had to do that for Sarasa Reservoir Chronicles because I have 12 in the single version and then it moves into the omnibuses. So the rest of the omnibuses are here. But other than that, I don't think I split up any series. So then it goes into Sailor Moon and then a bunch of the boys love titles that are here from, like, I kind of have them here kind of by like publisher. And then the rest at the bottom, I don't think y'all can see the bottom. These are all like single stories, one shots. And then these random fruits basket that I have at the bottom. Once when I was younger, I went to Goodwill and I bought a bunch. Like I found so many of them. And like from moving out of my parents' house and going to college, completely lost them. I don't know what happened to the rest of them. But that's kind of like the thought process here. Key, you said you organize primarily color. I wish I could do that. Like, I just, I feel like in my mind, like, I think, like, oh, I could do this. And then I start a project like that. And I'm like, actually, no. I have, in my office, it's also my embroidery room. And I have like my thread for embroidering. And I have organized it like 3, 4 times, and it gets to a certain point, like you have so many pinks and so many greens and so many purples that I like overthink it way too much. Like which one's lighter, which one's darker. So I've given up. Um, yeah, I feel like I'm glad with moving that my clamp collection, I took it to college with me. And at that point, that collection, that was no collection. That was like five. Well, it wasn't 5 books. I actually had a lot of them, but I took it everywhere. So every time I went to college, my parents would be like, "Why are you taking them? Leave them here." Thank God I didn't leave them home because one of my sisters, she went through like this minimalism phase and she started just getting rid of my stuff. Like, girl. But anyways, I'm going to rotate. I'm on a chair, right? Like I did not, girl. Why did I think I could be a live streamer? This is not. I could just pick this up. So here's my other bookshelf. And if I wasn't connected to the charger, I'd get closer. But kind of what I did at the top is I put all the Lisa, learn how to pivot a laptop. There you go. I put all the tall volumes. So if you have Sweat and Soap, if you have Wotakoi, you know those are like the longer, the taller books. I'll probably go and grab them. And then I put those at the top. And then shelf like gets smaller. So I put Given. Like I really was like, I just want to showcase my faves. So I put Given, My Love Mix Up, Horimiya, Yakuza Lover, and then the shelf in the middle is again like a taller one. So there I put B Stars, which how do I have 15 volumes of B Stars? Never cracked one of those opened. Way of the House Husband, haven't cracked that open either. Um, I can never say this. Hito Regime, My Hero. That's problematic, but we gonna skip right along. And then some like random, I think is My Cherry mix up. And then at the bottom, I feel so bad because like I know the manga at the bottom. Like these are people's like pride and joy. These series, a fanboy about to fight me outside. But I put Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, and Full Metal Alchemist at the bottom. And I put those because it's just they are Attack on Titan is finished. But then I didn't want to like I didn't have another series that just fits perfectly in there. You want to okay, I'm gonna see how I can do this because my mic is I'm like in a tangle of cords. Hold on. We're experimenting here. There we go. I'll move this way. So there you see Attack on Titans at the bottom. And those little pillows, that was a birthday present from Key. Thank you very much. I think they look perfect there. And then that's Demon Slayer at the bottom. And then there you see Full Metal Alchemist and Jujutsu Kaisen. Next time I will plan this way better where I am not tethered to a chair. I had a desk and I gave it away. And I forgot that I gave the desk away. So I was planning to sit on my desk with the setup. And then I kind of was like, you don't have that desk anymore. And my husband actually, his gaming computer is right over there, but it's not in like a way that I would be able to like have everything because it faces this way. So whatever. We're just gonna deal with me on the floor using a porch chair. And I'm gonna drink and catch my breath because I do get out of breath every 2 seconds. So, do you have any giant size manga? Giant size? Like, what do you mean? I have omnibuses, like my ex omnibuses and the hmm, the omnibuses are I'm gonna tell y'all this about omnibuses, and I get why I have many in my collection. They are the worst to read. Like, an omnibus is so hard to read because it's three volumes in one. So it's like, I don't, if you guys, I'm gonna grab this and show you in a second, but when I did my X reread series, X is a series from Clamp, one of their older works. Viz published, they republished it in these 6 omnibuses, and they all started falling apart. And it's only these Viz ones. um, for X. But I was actually on TikTok, and then one of my mutuals, she's a manga librarian. She's a librarian, but she like her username on TikTok is manga librarian, and she like cultivates the manga section at the library, which is actually how I discovered manga. So I'm a huge fan of people at libraries. And when I tell you these books are falling, hold on. I'm going to show y'all without like flashing my ass, but my ass does look good. But hold on. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that show. My OnlyFans link will be available later on. So, for context, I got this in 2011 as a gift, but it doesn't matter because I bought the other ones in 2020 and it's all the same. I have read this 3 times. 3 times. When I tell you, completely falling apart. Like, why? Viz, what is this? And I mean, obviously, like, I'm a collector. So y'all know I'm not just throwing these books around. I took them to college with me. Like, it means a lot to me. There you go. That's done. And when I tell you that it's almost all of them from the these Viz ones. And I was like, damn, like I thought this was because it was old. Like, all right, I got it in 2011. Nope. When I bought the other ones from Right Stuff, they fell apart too. So, and then the manga librarian on TikTok, she said she had posted about like the Inuyasha ones falling apart. And I was like, all right, it's not me. It's not me. Did you see TikTok on how to? I feel like those people on Instagram to be like, let me read my comments. Did you see the TikTok on how to train your spines? No, but send me that because I will need it. I think though Viz was like, whatever, y'all just gonna eat this up. So we are going to give them to you like this. And yeah, definitely bad binding. But it's interesting because this is when it was like first or second printed in the United States. So this is like your typical like American book. And I don't know, y'all, like this is also Viz who published this. But why did they give them all like musical names? Like this is called Prelude. The other ones are called like Tempo, Staccato. This story is not musical. Why was you given each individual volume musical titles? Oh, Liz said, hey fam, hey, or lay. Girl, hey, what's up? Do I have any special editions? I don't think so because I'm cheap. Actually, no, I don't know if anything. I like Here's my problem. I like buying stuff as it's coming out. So, for example, this will forever like ruin my life, but I cannot justify having multiples. I was buying Sweat and Soap. Y'all already know what I'm going to say because it's like hurts my feelings. I was buying Sweat and Soap as each volume was coming out. Then they was like, surprise, we doing the box sets. The box sets got all these extra features and gifts and free. Like, why would you do this to the people who bought it individually? Like, that's messed up. Why are you ruining my life offering these extra stuff? Like, I got this individually. And then with Wotakoi, which was very annoying, they had a special, depending on where you bought the book. If you bought it from Books a Million, you got this cover. If you bought it from Bart, who do you think we are? Like, we don't got it. I mean, I got it, but I'm not going to buy 4 versions of the same book for special covers. Like, if it was maybe something Clamp, because Clamp is like my manga opus, like, I'm always like write out for Clamp. And speaking of Clamp, oh my God, I'm gonna get there. But Walter Coy, like I love you, Walter Coy, but you this is kind of like spoileries, but not spoilers, so cover your ears. Like, y'all let me down with that main couple. You let me down with that main couple. I'm not gonna buy 4 different volumes with them on the cover when you let me down. Absolutely not. Simone, hey. Yeah, they be releasing these box sets. Like, I started, they released the Demon Slayer one. Like, I'm almost done. I have 3 left. I'm not gonna buy a box set afterwards. And you know what's the worst too? When they like Sweat and Soap did this, and this is dumb. Sweat and Soap, you only have 11 volumes. Why did they do 2 box sets? First of all, the number of each manga is gonna be it's not gonna be even because it's 11. So what? One's gonna be 5 and one's gonna be 6. That's weird. And it's just like you could have a box set with 11 books. Why did you? But you know, money. I get it. Capitalism. The Listen. I would also the Fire Force. I want to get Fire Force too, but I'm a chilled. I need to fall back with stuff because you guys know that I say this like this is. I mean, I say this all the time. I only read manga after the anime airs. The only exception to that is if I've already been reading the manga and then they decided to make an anime. And then I'm like, all right, I have read by default, I have read the manga first, but I don't. So I start collecting like Attack on Titan. I did read like one of the volumes, but Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know when Jujutsu Kaisen is going to be over. Why do I got the manga? Because I have a scarcity mindset and I wanted to get it before they sell out. But I also too know like when I was with Clamp, for example, I don't know if you see those pink right here. These are these Card Captor Sakura um omnibuses that were they released and they only did like one printing of them and they never did it again. And now if you were to buy those, you would they are like hundreds of dollars. And I am blessed that one of my mutuals, I don't know how to say her username. I call her Suda Suda Tome, but we talk all the time. And she was selling them, and then I was like, "Girl, send them my way." So she gave me those and the Magic Knight Ray Earth on the buses, and they were like a special release from Dark Horse when Dark Horse acquired the licenses, and never again. They like did like one printing of them and never again did they release them. So I feel like sometimes you do, and I wouldn't say maybe with like shonen because shonen's always gonna they the amount of versions of Attack on they got like Attack on Titan, then they got Attack on Titan colossal versions, like that's gonna be fine. But when it's like shojo, josei, seinen, like they be playing, especially with these licenses. I be snatching them up. Yes, Key, listen, like, yeah, let me tell you how I almost got a divorce yesterday because I like set everything up, and Oscar's like, "Oh yeah, so are you gonna resell any of them? Resell my manga?" I was like, some of this manga's been in my life longer than you. Why would I resell this? Um, I just and we were having. I said I feel like people tweet stuff, and I'm like, we were having a conversation. It was just tweets, but Ari had tweeted about like making sure that you collect. You know, if you like an artist, like collecting physical CDs or records. Me and Key chimed in, and it's just like the way with streaming and licenses, like you will love a series and they will be like, snatch. This isn't available on license. This isn't licensed anymore. Netflix ran out of the license or whoever. Um, what was it recently? Oh, I found this TikTok. I don't know why. I never saw this show growing up, but you guys know like the Hilary Duff, Lizzie McGuire show. I didn't have cable. That's why I didn't watch it. But a lot of the music's been changed because back then like people, you know, they would just put whatever like artist on the episode, and now because of licensing and royalties they have to go in and change all the soundtrack. But if you have like the original DVDs, then you have the no music that's on those shows. Oh my god. I want vinyls. He said she pre-ordered My Neighbor Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service vinyls. I want vinyls. Do I need another addiction? No. Don't let me get into another addiction, another collection. Manga is enough. But I do want to, speaking of Studio Ghibli, do you guys say Ghibli or do you say Gilby? I said Gilby for 20 years. And then I was like, somebody said it was Ghibli, and I looked at the spelling and corrected myself. But I want to start getting they have like these steel case books of them that I feel like look the best because I'm like, they just got an HBO Max after like 30 years. Like, and HBO Max be canceling and taking stuff out. And I just do not, do not want to miss out on like having that. Because too, like some type of country, Japan and USA go against each other, and Japan's like, give me all this anime back. You could lose. We losing the recipes. We losing the sauces. But yeah, my manga makes me happy, and it is my pride and joy. I think too, because I was never like, I don't want to say I'm not materialistic because I like certain things, but I don't know. I'm the type of person, like, this sounds bad. I don't have a problem buying people gifts, buying people things. But what is for myself, like, it's so hard for me to buy clothes. It's so hard for me to buy like shoes. And not on like no martyr, like, I don't deserve things. I don't like, it's just like I overthink things way too much. But when it comes to manga, I'm like, nope. I have last year when we were buying the house, I was like, I'm not gonna buy any manga that isn't part of a continuing, because I had to have like a little disclosure for myself. So I was like, I'm not gonna buy any manga that isn't part of a little like ongoing series. So that's how I got around it. Yes, guys, say hi to each other. I'm so happy you guys are joining me on this Friday evening. I picked 9 o'clock, and then I was like, did I pick too late of a time? But my son goes to sleep at 7. So I'm like, he should be like knocked out by the time I start streaming. Cause sometimes he'd be like, just kidding, I'm not sleeping, I'm awake. Um, and it's funny because now that I have set this up, I think about like him coming down here. I mean, he ain't even crawling yet. But like, when people be showing their kids destroying stuff, and I'm like, he's never gonna come in this room ever. He is not gonna know this basement exists, because no, absolutely not. The answer is 0. But the good thing is, like, we have like every other room in the house is like baby stuff. So we adults, because this is also like my husband has like his gaming stuff down here, so he's gonna have to deal and get over it. I did have an announcement to make. It's not that serious. I made it seem like I was going to announce mad stuff. But I am going to be doing a giveaway to, get some of these YouTube subscribers. And I have some manga that I'm going to be giving away. And I actually have some right here. Let me see if I can lean back enough. This isn't the point, but I'm wearing this Yuri on Ice shirt that I got for my birthday. And first of all, I love Yuri on Ice. If I could be a person, like, where's the Yuri on Ice movie? Where is it? But I love and treasure this shirt because they don't be making merch. Like, they be having 20,000 Akatsuki symbols items, and then they don't be making nothing else. Get these other licenses. But so, anyways, my giveaway. Part of my giveaway, I'm going to be giving away these 2 volumes. I think I'm going to do the giveaway is going to start next week, and I will have more details available. But I think I'm going to do a couple different giveaways because, as you guys know, I also have my embroidery stuff and I have a lot of sweaters that I can make. So I also, excuse me, this is what happens when you be drinking. I also want to give away some sweaters, some custom sweaters to people who win the giveaway. So I'm thinking of doing like 5 days of giveaways. I don't know, but it's going to be like, I'll advertise it elsewhere, but it is going to be like you have to be subscribed to my YouTube because that's the point. We're going to get these YouTube subscribers up. Because I don't know about y'all, but these other platforms, they ain't platforming. And people not getting views and people not getting followers and people not getting paid. And I don't have to worry about that because I had a full-time job. But everybody from like TikTok and stuff, they're moving to YouTube. And I've been on here. So yes, I'm gonna have this giveaway. I also am going to look through and see because there's some stuff that I have. This is my other problem. I be buying and I don't be reading the synopsis. And yes, I know I was coming at everybody from the Demon Slayer movie who didn't watch it and then went online and said they were scammed. I'm sorry, you were not scammed. You're just illiterate. But there are some manga that I buy that I do not that I like didn't read the synopsis for and did not like. Um and I plan on also including those in the giveaway. But what do you guys think? Do you think like one giveaway with a bunch of different manga or like the different manga should be different giveaways? Cuz I was like, would somebody want a lot? Cuz like if you're not familiar, a lot is like just a bunch of different manga and you could buy them separately or you can not buy them separately, you just buy it and it includes a bunch of different series or each day like a separate series. I feel like if I do a lot you kind of get more if you win, but I guess I could include other, like I have other non-manga stuff that I want to include in the giveaway. So y'all let me know, separate it or one manga per giveaway or one manga series I should say, like these two would go out together. um but it's like I have like this other series, like sometimes the cover be deceiving, like I just want to like, I'm like, oh, this looks good, and then I start reading. Do bundles, see, that's what I'm thinking, like you get a good, maybe I should do bundles by like genre because I have some like shojo. um I don't know. I have Wave listen to me. Like I don't know if you saw the my March manga post for Wave listen to me. Like I was in radio when I learned of the anime and I was like, this is gonna be my life in a book. And that's not what happened. And then I never read it or watched it again. How many volumes do you think you have in your collection? So I actually counted the other day. And my friend, it's the one thing about me and my collection is that it's sacred. But there's one of my friends, and she's in the stream. Tati, I love you. You the bomb. She's the only person I trust. Like when I tell you I don't trust anybody with my stuff, and I'll be like, here, girl. Like she comes over, and I give her like a bag, and I'm like, you're gonna read this, 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 and this. She's the only person that I trust to borrow stuff. But that said, some of them are missing because she has them currently reading. I counted because I document everything on Notion, so I have I think 403. Let me see if my calculator has the history. I don't know. They be Apple nowadays. They be tracking everything. I don't know. I thought you could view the history on your calculator. They said nah. But yeah, I I counted. I think I have 400 plus. I think it's like 403, 404 different volumes. And if you're interested in getting these billies, these are the bookshelves. They're from IKEA. They're the billies. There's a Reddit post that will tell you how many volumes fit on the bookcase. So I think it's like 30 something. Let me check. I can just tell you how many mangas. So if you have, you can get from 300 to 340 mangas on a single. Let me put the link in the chat. It also depends too, because a lot of people, like if you have the omnibuses, nah, babe, you out here watching. Where you watching from? You on your phone? Um, you have. I get out of here. Leave the chat. But yeah, so if you have the omnibuses, obviously it's gonna vary, especially since these omnibuses are not like standard or complete. But if it's like your standard manga, you should get 300 to 360 at least in the bookshelf. Um, you have one Billy. I I hadn't had like a in our last place we had shelves from IKEA, but they were like 3/4 shelves, and the bottom section was drawers, which they were the worst drawers ever. IKEA is so like hit or miss, but that I felt, and it was like thinner, so I was like, I don't know if a Billy's gonna be enough. But I'm glad that it was like enough because I looked like I just had so much and I didn't need more than what I thought I did. Um, I don't know if y'all have any other manga related questions. Oh, that reminded me. See, I don't need an agenda. I have news. So y'all know I said Clamp, almost tilted up a little bit, is my pride and joy. And one of my favorite Clamp series is Tokyo Babylon. And Tokyo Babylon, this is the one thing too about what we were talking about, getting manga when it is coming out, because sometimes, now this isn't my fault because this came out way before I was like collecting manga. But Tokyo Babylon had licensed under Tokyo Pop, and when I bought it in high school, there's 7 volumes total. When I bought it in high school, I bought I was on eBay. Like, what was I doing on eBay? Like, I worked at Sonic Drive-In, but I would use my entire check buying manga on eBay. And I got volumes 1 through 5 in a lot, and it was like maybe like $50, $60. And I was like, this is a good deal. Volumes 6 and 7 each go for like $100. And listen, I'm a collector. I will pay. I'm not paying $100 for one volume, and these volumes don't even be in pristine condition. Absolutely, no, hell no. So my Tokyo Babylon is incomplete, and what I wanted to say, and I found this out right before the stream, you may not have seen because Twitter algorithm hates all of us. Yen Press announced at I think they're at Sakura Con. They announced that they licensed the collector's edition that Clamp has been releasing, because you know one thing Clamp gonna do? They not gonna finish X. They're not gonna finish Legal Drug. They're not gonna finish Gate 7 or Drug and Drop. These are all the series they have on hiatus. They're not gonna finish those series. They're gonna re-release the other series, and they're gonna they're gonna draw new covers for them, but they're not going to. Anyways, they're not gonna. I still want them to finish X, but anyway, so they had released these re-releases. I think it's their 30th or 35th anniversary. So they did Tokyo Babylon, Cardcaptor Sakura, Magic Knight Rare, and the Tokyo Babylon. Yen Press has it licensed in English. And when I tell y'all, like, I literally screaming, crying, throwing up, like, that is not a joke. Like, I was emotional. I was Tokyo Babylon. If you have a chance to read it, however you read it, I'm gonna mind my business. That's not on me. That's between you and your browser tabs. However you read it, it is such like a deep story, and it is very like painful. And I just it it's like a precursor to X, but you really like you could get kind of the whole story if you don't read X. Um, But it's just such a good story, and I'll get into that in a little bit with Sexholic. So now that Yen Press has announced that they are going to be licensing it, I'm ecstatic because I can finally finish my collection and not spend $10 million. Because it'll probably be $100 total for 7 volumes, but not $100 for one volume. And that's the thing too with, like, again, buying things as they're releasing it, because let me tell y'all, some of these resellers are on crack cocaine. Y'all are playing people. They playing in people's faces, especially for series that are just out of print, or series that are coming back. Like, they're not out of print. Like, they're just, they got to order more. And there is a Twitter account that they have a thread. Let me see. It's called the Manga Hunter. I'm going to put the account on in the chat. But if you are somebody who's like doesn't have a problem with used manga, I absolutely don't, because some of these oldies I'm not gonna get them unless I get them used. If you are like thinking about like buying or getting something on eBay, I highly recommend check that Twitter, because they kind of tell you, like, they have a thread on people who are just like marking up, like selling these bundles of manga for things that are not out of print, and like upcharging it like crazy. And it's like, if the manga's gonna come back in print, you might as well just place an order on Right Stuff. It may take a year, cough cough, my given stuff that they had for over a year, but you're gonna get it. Or like Nana, I don't know if you guys know, now Nana is they're reprinting it. So like, if you see it's out of stock and you can order it, place that order even if it's out of stock, because that guarantees that you're going to get it. But don't go on eBay and try to buy overpriced lots, because oftentimes they are like, it's people scalping, and it's just, y'all know we hate scalping in this culture. Like, I don't know how we let these people get away with it. um yeah, like, but like, and I get like you trying to get a profit, but like, we manga people, like, we got merch to buy. We can't be spending all our coins on these like prints. And some people just taking advantage. I always, if I haven't bought like used in a while, because mostly everything that like, the only things that I right now will buy used is card, like not card, clamp stuff, because a lot of the stuff is just out of print and they're not licensed anymore, so they can't sell them. But I'm not, like, I think Attack on Titan, I got a lot of that. Demon Slayer, I did buy. I'm trying to think what else I bought on. I bought on Reddit. There's this subreddit called Manga Swap. That's good too, because they have to post the quality. They have to put like the pictures. And I've had a really good success buying off that. But you just got to be an informed buyer, because make, like, do the math, make it make sense. Before I bought anything on there, I've done the calculations. Right Stuff usually has the cheapest, so I always go based off Right Stuff, and it's cheaper per volume in a lot, then I'll buy it in a lot. If not, I'm not gonna buy it just because it's 20 volumes. Like, I'd rather just buy them individually off Right Stuff. I'm running out of my drink, so I'm gonna show you guys how I put tequila and cranberry and a juice together in a cup together. So I know this isn't manga related, but I'm a tequila girly. Not me putting the cranberry first. And I'm a margarita girly, especially because margaritas are my favorite. But I don't have margarita mix. So I just put tequila and cranberry. But I'm going to show you guys my secret ingredient, which is a surprise to nobody, who almost overpoured that. I hope the ASMR of me. My secret ingredient is salt, because I'm a salty ass bitch. I love salt. And this is actually salt from Dominican Republic. And I'm always going to put salt. If I order a margarita at a restaurant, you best believe I'm putting extra sodium levels. They probably not healthy right now. They're probably through the roof because the salt, the way that I love salt, is a problem. Salt is gonna take me out. But I have no regrets. I see tequila. Like I know people have horror stories of tequila. Y'all just need to grow up. Y'all just need to grow up. Tequila is not that bad. It's not bad at all to me, but I could understand if people think it's bad. Key, you said same. Key, for my birthday, Key was up here and she put everybody on to this. I was moving around and doing too much, so I missed it. So we may need to do a FaceTime where you remind me what it was that you did. But she did this thing and everybody was like, "Oh my god." And then it was something we were drinking mimosas, so it may have been tequila mimosa or something, but it was lit. But back to manga. That's what we're here for. Um, so currently in my collection, I have a lot of pre-orders. I there are some series that like I'm waiting to buy. For example, number 6 is a series that they're all the volumes are available. I could just go buy them, but like I'm still kind of in that mentality where I'm not buying full series right now. The last full series that I bought was Sasaki and Miyano, which, excuse me, I'm going to break my rule and I'm going to read. I'm going to read it, even though I don't know if are they doing a season 2? I know they're doing like the graduation special. I don't know if they're doing another season, but I'm like, I'm going to break my rule because I love them and I want to see more of them. But there's like a lot on my list that I want to buy that I'm just like, hold on, girl. Wait, because you need to fall back. But I will. There's some series that I keep buying even though I'm not reading it as fast as it's coming out. So I don't know if you guys hear, some of you may know, the manga series, There Are Some Things I Can't Tell You. Mess. Absolute mess. But I love it. But that series, it's like I don't know how many volumes they planning on doing, but it keeps coming out, and I have I have them all pre-ordered. I think I have up to volume 10. I can't count. I think I have up to 10 or 11, and I just have the next couple ones pre-ordered. Same with Yakuza Lover. Let me tell you, I read one. I read volume 1 of Yakuza Lover, and listen, it was so like not I don't want to say good and like wow, this is earth-shattering, breaking deep intellect. Nah, it is really nice smut. And it's I some of these stories are so whimsical and I love it. Like I don't need it to make sense. I know some people go into these stories like read like oh needing it. Mm-mm. When I'm telling y'all, this is I cannot turn off my moral brain for a lot of things. But when it comes to manga, I'm Ray Charles to a lot of problematic things. And Yakuza Lover, it is good. Capital Good. So I read volume 1 and I was like, oh, I'm ordering this. And I have up to, I think, volume 12 pre ordered. And I was like, I'm just going to keep them pre ordered because I know they're coming. And, or maybe not volume 12. I think 10 and 11 are pre ordered. I'm gonna go on my Amazon now and look at my pre-orders because there's a lot, and there's some that I'm gonna need y'all to get on. Okay, so yeah, something's wrong with us. Volume 4. I am missing like I think 11, 12, 13. There's some that are out that I just gotta buy, but I was like, let me just get whatever pre-ordered. So volume 14 comes out April 18th. So that's coming. This one, let me tell you, I sent I sent Key and Ari like a 5-minute audio about this manga, and it is available on websites that I'm not going to talk about, but I got the official I'm on Tokyo Pop's press list for reviews, and I got the official translated reviewer copy, and it is available digitally, but it's coming out it's coming out May. When is it? This is going to be delivered May 18th. I think it comes out May 15th. I pre-ordered this the day they announced it, which was October 22nd, 2022. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I listen. If y'all when I tell y'all go read this, I hope everybody's plus 18 here. When I tell y'all go read this here right here, this series is chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. I will be having a review of it probably next week because I like they sent that email and I read it like 5 minutes later. Yeah, it's such a good cover. Like, and it's crazy because it's like this is the boss and this is his subordinate, and she has like a smell fetish, not like the guy from Sweat and Soap, a little bit less. And then he's super awkward around women. Like everybody in the office is like, "Oh my god, he's so mysterious and he don't talk to nobody." But he's like that because he had like this weird experience in high school, whatever, and he don't know how to control himself around women respectfully. And she was like, she's so assertive. She's like, "Oh, bet I got you. I could fix you. I'm gonna fix your problem around women." And you know what the logical solution to fixing that is? Having sex. That ain't my business how you get down, but it makes for some real good story because I love I think Friends with Benefits is one of my favorite genres because they be like no feelings. This is just what it is. And then they're like, "Oh, I'm getting jealous that everybody in the office thinks you're attractive." And then when the you know what, like they be secretly falling for each other and but they trying to play it off. That's what happens. So it is ongoing, but it like if you're reading it on them sites that I'm not gonna talk about, Winky Face, it's only up to like chapter like 15. And I stopped reading it on there once I knew that they were officially dropping it. The good thing I feel like is with some of these series is that once they become officially licensed, they drop them like I feel like the wait period between volumes, like to me, isn't that long. Like Yakuza Lover, I feel like every month a new volume comes out. It may be closer to every 2 to 3 months, but they've been consistently pumping those out. Um, Wait, that was me with Bosman. Oh, we're just friends. Meanwhile, I saw Red when the girlies on Twitter were. Listen, listen. Also, I'm so sorry, guys. I cannot read in my head. I have to read everything out loud. I don't know. Me and Oscar were not. We were like friends, but we like started talking because we were set up. So we made that. I locked that down real quick. But I did. This is not related to manga, but in kind of related because in this series the girl shoots her shot. I thought I shot my shot with Oscar because I commented fire emojis on one of his pictures. He didn't respond, and then he later on said that that was not me shooting my shot. But I think us women here will agree that a woman leaving a comment on a man's picture is absolutely shooting their shot. Like, I'm not just gonna comment on your picture. No, I'm going to, if I'm commenting on your picture, this is a plan. This has been carefully thought out. This is an agenda. But anyways, yes. So I ain't lying though. Like I try my best. But yeah, this series, it is Chef's Kiss. I cannot wait until it is like officially licensed, because I mean it is officially licensed until the print comes out, because I like reading on my phone just because right now my life is just easier for me putting the baby to sleep or something to read on my phone. But I always prefer the books, and I've always preferred something, some series. Like I just want to hold it in my hand. But the series is called We Can't Do Just Plain Love. She's got a fetish. Her boss has low self esteem. Hold on, I'm showing you that. You can't even see the screen. Like, look at these people. Hot. He reminded me of an anime character from another. I feel like he's like office Gojo. Like if Gojo worked in an office and didn't have blue eyes, um, that's what he would be. Phone screens are too small. I I have the big iPhone because I have big hands. So I feel like it's not that bad. Um I want to get like an iPad mini so I can read on there because I have like an iPad regular size, but it's so old, it's so hard for me to read on there. But books are the best, but then I'd be wanting to lay down. And it's hard to read when you are laying down. How big is your iPad? Do you have like the regular size? But that also too, like if I want to read like at a weird angle, it's so hard. It's so hard. And y'all know recently, iPad Pro, girl, that's huge. But I guess if you have like depends, do you read in bed though, like before you fall asleep? Cause then I'm like, are you oh, the smaller one. Okay, that makes sense. I'm here like imagining trying to read on the iPad Pro. Yeah, I want to get like the smaller one to read my manga. And that's just so I'm not on my phone as much and I just use. But I'm also like, girl, we grown. Screen time, what is that? You don't read in bed? I do most of my reading in bed when I'm revenge bad time procrastinating. And that's why I don't be out here for work. See, I need a mini. That's what I need. But I have like a MacBook, and I'm like, can I justify having an iPad? I probably can if it's just for like reading purposes. But I do want the mini for that. Do they still? Yeah, they still make the mini, right? Apple not gonna lose this money. They're out here watching anime out there. I I used to when I was before. I used to be able to watch anime like on my phone and my computer. I can't now. Like this gonna sound so bad. I I need to watch it on the big screen. I need to watch my anime on the big screen. I The only time I will watch it on my phone, and this is very rare, is if Rainer is like contact napping and it's gonna be like an hour or two. Then I'm like, all right, I will watch this episode on my phone. But me either, Simone. I can't watch it on a computer. Like, I got a big ass TV. Why am I gonna watch it on my laptop? And the keyboard is right there. No. I used to be able to watch it on my iPad, but not anymore. And you know what too? Like, I'll be honest, for me, I feel like I cannot when I'm on my laptop or when I'm on my phone, my attention span is like trash. So I would just rather like if I'm watching it on my TV, I normally watch subs and that's forcing me to that's the only thing I can pay attention to and it's more of an for me and it's easier for me to like stay in tune, but I can't go back to watching it in the old ways. I used to read in bed, but now I'm tired. Me too. I'd be so tired. I used to never like fall asleep like reading. Now I'd be reading, or I'll read like right before I'm falling asleep, forget what I read. This is aging, but we're still in our prime. Is there a series for y'all that you do not have, but you want to eventually have in your collection? Um, For me, there's a lot of stuff that's like not licensed that I would love to own. Um, or if it's licensed, it's only licensed digitally. And honestly, like, even if I had to pay a little bit more, there's some series that I would, or some mangaka that I would pay extra just to own physical copies, because some work is just so special. Like, I want it. I want to own it. I want it to be mine. I want to be able to pull it out at any time and have it. There's this one series. It is on Furukiya, which now is just Manga Planet, which is a subscription service for manga. And it Furukiya is the boys' love service, and then Manga Planet is everything else. And they decided, we're done with that. We're merging our libraries together. So as of this week, they merged it all together. It's all under Manga Planet. But there's this series called Blue Sky Complex, and it is a boys' love, and it is one of my favorites. It is so good. It's like the journey of this couple from, I would say, they're in high school all the way to college. And high school is like the first 2 volumes or first 3 volumes, and then there's like 7 volumes, and the rest is them in college and adulthood. And I absolutely love that. And they licensed it, but digitally. And I'm like, I need to own this. This is amazing. And one day, I'm hopeful that one day they see that there's a big interest and they license it, because the fan base, like, we out here writing strong. Um, Chiha Yafuru. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, but I have read that, some of it, and I stopped, but it was good. I think, how many volumes does that have? I feel like it has a lot. It's, one thing I will say. Oh yeah, this Chihaya Furu has been ongoing for so long. Like, got 70 episodes. This is crazy. There's this content creator. I think her name is Colleen Manga. She's like the biggest fan of that series. And she did like a special YouTube video, and I get excited for, I don't even know this girl, and I just got so excited for her because she did like this, basically like a love letter to the series, because she loves it so much. And the mangaka saw it, tweeted about it, like her tweet was like heartfelt, to like to Colleen about it, and I was just like, I love that. Um, Not to brag, but I feel like some of my prouder accomplishments have been some of the reviews, two of the manga reviews, or maybe three, that I've done, were noticed by the mangaka. And I, like, that happened months ago, and I am on a high from that moment. So I like was so happy for Colleen when this happened. Because like, I feel like too, I guess it's the power of social media, but like, Clamp to me feels so inaccessible, and Clamp absolutely changed my life. And that's how, like, my Clamp is Colleen's Chiha Yafuru. So I can't imagine what it was like for her to be like recognized by the mangaka saying that they watched your video. And like, I literally, if Clamp noticed me, I think I would just pass away. But I did, uh the one series that I reviewed from Tokyo Pop called Scram Blues. I like wrote my review, and I did a little bit of research on the mangaka, and the mangaka saw it. They tweeted it out, and she was like, I'm so happy that you included like the other stuff that I did, because the mangaka is actually like a visual artist, and they have like an exhibit in Japan. And when she was like, I'm happy that you included like my artwork and exhibit, I was like, really? I was so like, that just made my like day. Cause it's like, you don't think that you would ever be in contact or noticed by anybody, like an author in the United States, much less somebody in like Japan. And then the other series, it is Fang's Billy, Billy Babalu. That's like their pen name. I'm pretty sure that's not their real Japanese name. I did a review and they also like retweeted it, and I was like, me, my review. I mean, Google Translate is a thing, so they probably read it, and I love that series, so they probably like thought highly, like they liked that I thought highly of it. But we need to make that happen with Clamp. Listen, I would pass away, but Clamp, if they like noticed me, I'd be like finish X. Like I would rather, like if they're like, Lisa, you have the chance to meet Clamp, or they finish X, I would want them to finish X. Like for those of you guys who are not familiar with X, X is Clamp's like, listen, X is one of their series, and it's actually been adapted into an anime and adapted into a movie that have both completely different endings. And it is like their series of the end of the world, and this guy named Kamui, and basically like there's the world is ending, and there's two sides, and he has a best friend named Fuma and a best friend named Katori. When he's younger, they're all friends. He moves away. He comes back from Tokyo because his mom died. And he is in charge. Like he's there is like a prophet, and she's saying, like, listen, like the end of the world is coming, and you have to decide which side you're gonna stand on. There's the angels, and they're like the seals and the angels. So like the heavens of earth, the angels of earth, the seals of heaven, something like that. And he has to pick which side he's on. So the one side is protecting humanity, the humans that live on Earth. The other side wants to destroy the Earth and kill all the humans so the Earth can like relive, and because humans did horrible things to Earth. And when this isn't like a spoiler because like it's like in the synopsis. When he finally makes a choice, his best friend Fuma completely changes and becomes his twin star, so he becomes the other person. So each side has 7 people, and all their stories are like intertwined. And it leaves off, there were supposed to be projected 21 volumes of this series. Clamp got to I think 18. And what happened was, at this time, it was releasing from 1992 to 2003, and it's like end of the world, like that's the topic. And in Japan, they were I mean, we all watch anime, we read manga, so we know like Japanese, like the culture is very superstitious and things like that. At this time, there were a lot of earthquakes happening in Japan. It was like a phenomenon that was going on, and it was like daily, weekly, or monthly, something like that. All these earthquakes kept happening, and the public was like, shut down this manga. Shut it down. This is not the time, because in X, what the evil people were doing was they were setting off earthquakes to kill everybody and demolish cities and towns. And it got to the point, because this was happening in real life, that it mirrored it way too much. And Japanese people said, hell no, Clamp. Yeah, shut it down. Shut it down. So they put the series on hiatus, and us Clamp fans we're left to wonder what happens at the end. Um, which there isn't very many outcomes that could happen, honestly. And to me, I have like a feeling on how I thought it would end, but we're never gonna know, because it's been, let's see, almost 20 years since it went on hiatus. I firmly believe that there is an ending out there, and Clamp has like announced that they're like they have it drawn, they have it done, or they have it at least planned out, because you don't get to volume 18 and a half and all of a sudden you don't have the other 3 volumes. Like that don't make sense. So I feel like they have it, but they just, where is it? Release it. And I think I had mentioned earlier, Clamp's doing the anniversary, so they're doing all these reprinting, and many people are hoping that like with this reprint, they're like, hey, let's print the end. I don't think it's gonna happen. But like, why would you reprint a series that you know you didn't finish? Why would you do that? That's like turning in an assignment you know you didn't finish. So I'm still hopeful. It's probably is the hope the same as us wanting the Yuri on Ice movie? Who knows? Mappa, Mappa too busy with the chainsaws and Hell's Paradise. Where's Yuri on Ice, the movie? Where's Age of Adolescence? Where is it? But that's my ex rant. Fruits Basket. I I too want Fruits Basket. It's funny because I actually bought um some of these in Toy and you asked is my full collection in the basement. It is. It is, except for the volumes that my friend Tati has. It's all here in the basement because there's nowhere else for it to go. It's been here since I've moved. So that's bookshelf 2. That's bookshelf 1. So it's all down here. And what I've been doing, I haven't really been coming to the basement that often. Oscar's here every day because his gaming stuff is down here. But I just, I would just come, get the manga that I need. There's also no, there's also no seating down here. I'm currently on the floor. Um, our plan is once we get new couches upstairs, move those couches downstairs because when we bought the house, what this is behind me is actually a projector screen, and they left like the projector equipment is still connected and all the wires and stuff. And when we first moved and we didn't have our TV, I was down here. We had like our bed down here, and I love how your son's not allowed yet. Hell no, he may never be allowed. Absolutely not. You know when like people are like, my kid destroyed this. True kids in 1 second will destroy things if you leave them unattended. But there's a lot of preparation that you can do. I know, for example, the Billies, there are modifications that you can do where you can put like glass doors on your bookshelves, and that like you can lock them up. So maybe I'll do that. One day he'll find out the origin of his name. One day he will, because I did absolutely 100% get it from Attack on Titan. And me and Oscar had been going back and forth whether we wanted to pronounce it how they did in the anime, which is Reiner, or Rainer. We went with Rainer because we are Dominican and our parents are Dominican and if they speak English, they have an accent. If they or they don't speak English, and Rainer in a different spelling is a Spanish name. So I was like, Rainer is probably easier to pronounce than Reiner, but either way, I love it. But we have a special guest. Hold on, guys. Suki, say hi. She looks miserable because she hates us. She hates me. She hates everybody. She's not a friendly cat. Say hi to everybody. Look, you look so cute. And she's run away. she that's her jam. She is not um she also lives down here. So a lot of this room in the basement, now this is the only place that has carpet, so she wants to play with the carpet. I don't know if you guys saw in my post on Twitter with the Hypeland rug. We have it. I don't even have it out right now because the minute we put that out, she wants to start scratching at it and messing it up. Like, girl, no. You said bye. She's still here. She's just under the chair that I have my laptop in. Um, but yes, I asked you guys if there's anything you want. Tati said Fruits Basket. With Fruits Basket, I had tried to collect it again. I had actually purchased like the first 3 volumes of the omnibuses from Reddit But it was at a time when I purchased it. I put the wrong address and the post office lost the package and I never got it. So I had given up because with the anime, like the anime was still airing. I was like, I'm not gonna get these at a decent price. And I'm also like, when you collecting manga long enough, like you know when stuff is like overpriced, when things are just like flying off, they're out of stock because they like the anime is currently airing. And my advice with series like that is just wait. Don't overpay. Don't go crazy. Like just wait because if they're popular enough, they will be in print for a while. Now she's walking around here. Suki is the bigger threat, I feel like, to my stuff than than Rainer. In my old apartment, she would climb up on the shelves and knock book down. Are you done? She's not done. He's out here. But in terms of things that I don't, Full Metal Alchemist, that I took advantage and I was buying the omnibuses. I got them from Right Stuff kind of right when I fell back because I had a long gap. I was collecting my clamp manga when I was in high school from like junior year to senior year. And then I stopped. Like I didn't buy any manga until 2020 when I finally was financially at a place. I probably was financially at a place before, but I love eating out. I eating that sounds crazy. I love ordering out and getting food and going to restaurants. So that's where all my disposable income would go to. And then finally in 2020, when everything was closed, I was like, wow, I have a lot of extra money. Why not put that into completing my manga collection? And that's kind of like how it boomed up again. But Full Metal Alchemist was definitely that series where I was like, I want to own this because I've only seen Brotherhood. And if I had to say, like, series that changed my entire life, like, rewired my brain, Full Metal Alchemist is definitely one of those. And it's funny because I saw a tweet today that was like, does anybody have any favorite anime that isn't like an OG? And I'm like, well, technically, like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, a lot of people consider it an OG because it came out in 2011, but I didn't watch it until 2019. So while it is an OG, to me, it's not because I didn't watch it back then. I watched it in 2019. But the hardcovers, I have seen those, and they're just chef's kiss. I want the hardcovers of Cardcaptor Sakura. Those are special edition hardcovers that they have, but I just haven't pulled the plug yet because some of the reviews I saw weren't the best. But maybe they fixed it. Maybe they fixed the issues. Soul Eater. I tried to watch Soul Eater before. Maybe I should try again because I do like Fire Force and I know it's the same creator. And didn't they say it occurs in the same timeline? The characters look cool, but it's not something that. Listen, y'all, it's so hard for me to watch new anime because will I go and rewatch the same 20 series 20 not 20. Will I go and rewatch Given 20 times? Absolutely. I will do that before I start a new series because I love it so much. So what happened with Soul Eater? Because I do feel like a lot of people say that it does need a redo. Did it get the Tokyo Ghoul thing where everybody like it kind of divulged from the manga and it wasn't like consistent anymore? I have seen a lot of people want a remake veered off the manga. They always do that. I saw somebody Soul Eater needs a brotherhood indeed. There's a lot. Like I feel like they need to be just given that brotherhood treatment. But question, do you think that some stories are worth the brotherhood treatment? Yeah, soul eater people. I think y'all would say yes. But there's some stories that people are like, they need to remake it. And I'm like, do they? Do they need to remake it? I feel like Brotherhood worked because of the story. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna sound shady, but there's something about Full Metal Alchemist that the story itself is so revolutionary, so amazing, so life changing to me that them doing Brotherhood absolutely makes sense because, like, you read that story and you're like, this needs this. But some of them, like, for example, to bring it back to my Clamp reread series, Subasa Reservoir Chronicles. I know way too much insider knowledge on Clamp. So Subasa Reservoir Chronicles has an anime and it has 2 seasons. But what happens is that Clamp has a multiverse, and in Clamp's multiverse, Sakura from Cardcaptor Sakura, they aged her up and put her and Shaoran and her brother in Tokyo, not in Tokyo, in Savasa Reservoir Chronicles. But they're not the same exact versions. They're like an alternate universe version of them. So when the manga was releasing, and the studio that was doing Savasa Reservoir Chronicles, they weren't seeing it as a completely different story. They were seeing it as Cardcaptor Sakura Part 2, where everybody's grown up. It's not, it's a completely different story. The Sakura in Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles is not the Sakura in Cardcaptor Sakura because she does make an appearance later on. So the studio and the manga went in completely different directions. Clamp ultimately like ended up like cutting ties, and they were just like, whatever, we're gonna give you this season 2. It ends on this super weird, like, they just made stuff up to the fact that when you're watching, because I watched it obviously as an anime only, I was like, this don't even make, like, how did it end like this? Like, this don't even make sense. And mind you, Savasa Reservoir Chronicles, and right next to it is XXX Holic, their sister series. So their stories intertwined. There's an anime and manga for XXX Holic too, and XXX Holic, the anime was done by a completely different studio. So the manga for Savasa Reservoir Chronicles continues, and it is good. Don't get me wrong, it is a good ending, like, but it is confusing as hell. Like, Clamp was like, oh, we gonna throw in clones. We gonna throw in a secret third plot. We're gonna keep throwing in alternate versions and alternate like, they did way too much. To the fact that, like, I don't need them to animate it. Like, y'all could redo the anime, I would watch it, but like, it's not that like, it's not that good of a story, like life changing, the life lessons. Like, it's not worth to me like a Brotherhood treatment. Brotherhood worked because of Brotherhood, the story in itself was worth going in and telling it as it's supposed to be. We could live without Savasa Reservoir Chronicles being reanimated because the story is good. I enjoyed it, but it is not like revolutionary, life changing. Just go read the manga. Just go read the manga. XXX Holic, on the other hand, that is my favorite anime of all time, hands down. Absolutely changed my life. I have it tattooed. It's a terrible tattoo that I got in the kitchen, but we're not going to talk about that. And it just, that, the anime is really good. The anime, I feel like, is true to the manga, except for the parts where it intertwines with Savasa Reservoir Chronicles. Because, fun fact, in the Tokyo, no, in the Savasa Reservoir Chronicles, it has an XXX Holic crossover. That's kind of how it starts. And in the anime, you see Yuko and Watanuki in the Savasa Reservoir Chronicles anime. But because XXX Holic was done by a completely different studios, they completely omitted the crossover with Savasa Reservoir Chronicles. And they kind of just did the anime as its own independent thing, which works. But to me, the parts that are life changing, that are really like impactful, have to do with the crossover towards the end. and it just like it's hard. I feel like I don't know why. I do know why, because the studio thought Survivor Zero Chronicles was Cardcaptor Sakura Part 2, but it should have never been done by separate studios, and I will stand on that 10 toes down. But you bring up Chibi, you bring up a great point of things just being like good intros to the manga. I really don't like, there's some things I don't need an anime. I love manga, and I love manga as its own thing. Like some things I don't want an anime. I don't need to see animated. I'm always gonna usually prefer the manga, and I don't need it. There's stories. It's like with books. There's stories that I never want to see the movie. Like My Sister's Keeper. I didn't need that movie. I didn't watch it, but we don't need a movie for that. Lovely Bones, one of my favorite books. Never watched the movie. We just don't need it. Fruit Basket, when they remade it, was worth it. I didn't finish the Fruits Basket anime, but I agree. I do think, I mean, you just want to cry all the time. Like some series, I do think the anime is worth it, but or like a Jujutsu Kaisen, a Demon Slayer, like those anime, I love. I cannot wait to read the manga in 5 years when it's finally done. But I'm not. That makes sense to me. But some other stuff, like a lot of josei, I know we as older anime fans. Hold on, because now I'm about to get in my bag. Because I have this argument with Sweat and Soap almost every single month with people, where people want a Sweat and Soap anime. I'm sorry, I don't want a Sweat and Soap anime. I don't. Do you guys want a Sweat and Soap anime? I'm not going to shame you, but I am going to shame you. I just do not think Sweat and Soap would be a good anime adaptation. Let me make another drink, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. But I don't think, as I said, I'm like, let me make another drink, and I keep talking. There are just some. Oh, by the way, because I've just been talking and rambling, and I'm like, you guys don't know when the stream is ending. I'm ending the stream at 11, so in 30 minutes, the stream will be over. But Sweat and Soap, to me, it's just I don't know if you guys know. I think if you read the manga, I think this is in the manga, like the official first volume. I think it's in the translator notes, or like the note from the editor. Sweat and Soap was supposed to be a one shot. And that's why the first volume, or like the first couple chapters of Sweat and Soap, seems like a standalone, because it was. They meet, they hook up. After the hookup, they're like, wow, we could actually make this a relationship. And that was supposed to be the end. And then they made it into, like, the editors loved it, great public reaction. They made it into a series. Sweat and Soap, the sex in Sweat and Soap is integral to me to the plot, in the sense that it's not just your regular smut. The whole point of, and a lot of the moments of the sex between the characters focuses on the female characters, her insecurities, her overcoming those insecurities due to her sweating, and the guy, I'm sorry, I'm really bad with people's names. The guy reaffirming her and just loving on her during sex. Like, it's not, to me, it's not about the smut. It's about the fact that throughout their sexual experiences, he's affirming, he's loving on her. She built her confidence. Like, that is a major part of the plot. You cannot animate that with the sex. You cannot cut it out. You cannot omit that, because you're omitting a huge chunk of the story and her character development. And I know people are like, it'll still be the same if you cut it off. No, it won't be. Absolutely would not be the same if you cut those scenes out. I don't care. Argue with somebody else. You're not going to argue with me. It is not worth the doing. Can y'all name an anime that has sex that isn't a hentai? And most hentais are in 15-minute episodes, and they air 2, 3 o'clock in the morning in Japan, and they're usually done by some random studio. They're not done by no MAPPA or Studio Wit. It's just not worth it to me to ruin a great story by animating it. Nana, I think the anime needs to continue. Not the hentai. Listen, I'm so passionate about specifically Sweat and Soap being animated and fighting people who thinks it should be animated. But also like I read a lot of hentai, and I'm gonna circle back to that and I'll tell you why that's revolutionary for me. But it's just it's not worth it. Like it's not going to be given the care, love. If they put sex in it, it's going to be put into that hentai category, and it's just going to completely ruin the story. Nana, you know what's funny? I watched Nana in college and I read the manga, and I'm so sorry. I loved Nana. I got amnesia, y'all. I cannot remember anything that happens in Nana. I don't know. I was also in a terrible situationship, so maybe that situationship has clouded my mind. I need to revisit Nana because I only remember the end of the anime, and I remember being so upset that I ran and went to read the manga, and the manga didn't go much further. And I'm still to this day so upset. And Nana's over forever. You know how I knew Nana was over forever? Me and Ari from Sundari, if you guys don't know, we went to a convention and she was like, like Nana went on hiatus because the person was sick, but she's not sick no more. The mangaka is perfectly fine, and she's just not going to continue Nana. How y'all gonna do that to people? So that's probably why I haven't also been in a rush to revisit it. I do want to, because like I know that I loved it when I watched it, but like I said, I was in such a toxic place in my life that I don't remember. I watched so many anime and I don't remember it because of like where I was at that point in my life. All I remember is how the Nana anime ended, and I was not happy. I'm still not happy. I'm hurt, and I hold a grudge. Rob, hello, Rob. Welcome. She dropped the one job. Yeah, like listen, Nana's mangaka Erica told me too that she also was doing like drawing for like some fashion stuff. She out here working, y'all. She's just not working on Nana. Like, you know what it's like? You know when someone owes you money and you see them out like at concerts, they out at the bar, but they haven't paid you back? That's Nana's mangaka. She don't give a fuck. She is not with the shits. She don't care. She said I gave y'all this little story. But you know what too? Like I feel like I wonder if some people as like creators, mangakas, I feel like this might also, I don't know if you guys had any of you guys watched like Game of Thrones or you read the Game of Thrones books. I haven't read the books, but some people theorize that like when creators or artists make something that's really good and it's ongoing and they have like a lot of fans, they like at the end don't know what to do because they kind of like chicken out, in the sense like they don't want to disappoint the people. And I'm anime only for Attack on Titan. I'm anime only. I'm saying that nobody put no spoilers. If you put a spoiler in the chat, I'm never talking to you ever again in my life. But I know when the creator of Attack on Titan went to Anime NYC, he said that like he was influenced on the ending of Attack on Titan from the fans, specifically the voice actor. His performance really influenced how he did Aaron's character, and he also voices Todoroki, and now cannot see Todoroki as anyone other than Aaron. And like he admitted, like that influenced the ending that he did for Attack on Titan. So I can't imagine like the guy who did Game of Thrones and like he too, like, he hasn't finished the story, and it's like, does the story get so good that it gets like over you and ahead of you, and you feel like to a certain point that nothing of your original vision is going to satisfy what the fans want? Like, that's scary, like, as a creator. And I don't know if Nana's writer was like, because I feel like, to me, and this I think also relates to Clamp and that X tangent that I went on, I feel like when the writers set to write something, they know how they started. Excuse me, they know how they started and they know how they want it to end. And it's just the middle of how they get to that. And it's like, I wonder if they just feel like the end isn't good enough anymore and they don't want to put that out and disappoint people. So they rather just not put anything out. I don't know. Yes. Key, I agree. The public, the public be thinking like they just know everything. And to that, too, for me, I feel like the public has such, and this is anything, not just anime or manga, the public has such an entitlement when it comes to series, when it comes to shows, when it comes to movies. And it's like, at the end of the day, you are a consumer of this story. This story is not yours. It is up to the author, the creator, to decide how that goes. And like, you have some fucking audacity to get on here and be like, I want the story to be different. Who are you? Like, you are nobody. You're not paying my bills. Like, you're not cutting the check. The network is cutting my check. But I do think a lot of people get caught up into that. There was a podcast I was listening to. I forgot what series it was, where people were writing letters to the creators. It was like a popular series. It was a couple years ago, and they were like trying to change the ending. And it was, I think, I don't, it was like a fantasy show, and the creator was talking about like, it was, they did end up unfortunately changing things because people had like figured stuff out. And okay, Suki, like, why she look like she just grilling everyone? Girl, you crazy, go away. But yeah, the creator ended up changing things because they didn't want the fans to feel yeah, I think it was supernatural. Like, they didn't want the people to feel like a certain entitlement. Like, yeah, no, these fans, like, at the end of the day, like, you became a fan of somebody else's thought. Whatever your theories are, like Liz said, put that into fan fiction. Like, this is not yours to take over. It's not. I think that's the part with fandom that is like a slippery slope. But like, and this is off a tangent off manga, but this is why it irks me with content creators. And I say this because some of us are content creators, the people who are in the chat. When people be like, what should I do, guys? Should I do this? Don't ask your audience. You the captain. You're steering the boat. Do what you want to do. Because fans, supporters, they'll have you in a direction that has nothing to do with your original goals and visions. Yes. Key, I think that's exactly what it is. I'm gonna have to find the interview. It was on NPR. The Supernatural girlies. Were you guys on Tumblr when like Supernatural was like in its prime? You cannot. Doctor Who. Tumblr had me convinced I was missing out because I didn't watch Doctor Who, and I was like, let me give it a shot. And it was it was not that time. Key, listen, I was on Tumblr. I had to delete my original Tumblr, and I had that Tumblr since I was in high school because I was doing the most. Like, I was posting. When I tell y'all I was posting shit, nobody. Tumblr was my diary, and I would literally post every single day a recap of my day, whoever I liked, whoever, whatever crush, whatever moment. Listen, they walk so My Hero Academia fandom. Listen, y'all think My Hero fans are bad? One Piece fans are bad? You were not on Tumblr when Doctor Who was out here. You were not on Tumblr when Supernatural was on there. I literally, yo, people be fandoms. They're scary. They will. One time, I used to. This is no knowledge, but I used to run like 2 or 3 different Clamp fan blogs on Tumblr. Do you guys remember confession pages? I used to run a confession page for Clamp, and people would submit confessions, and I would go in Photoshop and make a little image and put them on there. Unhinged. Like, why was I doing this? I had other things to do. But yeah, Tumblr. I remember in my one of my Clamp fandoms, I put this, and this is crazy because I'm such a fan of like boys love, and like I'm listen, ally girl, I'm here. But there are these 2 characters in XXX Holic that people ship romantically, and their Clamp got mad queer characters. Like everybody knows Yowie hands come from Clamp. Like there's no denying it. To me, the 2 characters in XXX Holic, I did not at the time view them romantically. Why did I put that on my Clamp fan blog? And when I tell you I was dragged, I could not log into Tumblr. People were calling me homophobic. People were like, you are like, you're anti-LGBTQ. And I'm like, I run a Clamp blog. When would I ever? The fans, they was scary. They like, people be talking about getting canceled now. Mm-mm. If you wasn't on Tumblr when they would drag you for not shipping whatever insane headcanon they made up, you don't know about getting dragged. You don't know about getting canceled. That was these whoever ran a anime or a fandom Tumblr, prayers, because we was going through it. I love you even more. Listen, them Tumblr days, I was that time. And then I remember when Tumblr got a little bit popular, and I was like, these fake ass people on Tumblr, like, y'all ain't shit. Y'all wasn't here from the beginning. And then everyone left Tumblr and went on Instagram. I didn't. I was still on Tumblr. But I do like, I'll still use Tumblr now, but I don't know about you guys. This usually is my anime pipeline. I will watch an anime, love it, obsessed. I need more. I will then seek out the manga, read the manga, love it, seek more. I will go on Tumblr. Then on Tumblr, I am looking through the hashtags. I'm reading the theories. I may not have theories. I may not agree with all the theories, but I'm going to be reading the theories that are on Tumblr, reposting all the GIFs. And I know people say GIFs. Listen, it's GIFs. I don't care. I will repost all of it. The only thing, no shade to anybody, because we was just talking about fan fiction in the chat. I can't get into fan fiction. I tried. Maybe I need to discover new fan fiction, but I've never been a fan fiction girly. And I think I'll tell you what happened. This is why I was never a fan fiction girly. So, a lot of us are the same age. So, I think many of us watched Avatar The Last Airbender as it was airing on Nickelodeon. And at the time, I think I was like 13, 14 when it was originally airing. I had discovered Avatar The Last Airbender blogs. And I was like, oh, let me look at the fanfic. Now, here's the thing, I am a writer. I write, so I know writing. Instantly, I'm easily turned off by certain writing. If the grammar ain't there, if this don't make no sense, if I feel Like, I don't know. If I'm in a fanfic, like I want it's an immersive experience. I want to feel like the creator wrote this. And some of y'all writing these fanfics, mm-mm. Run this through Grammarly, girl. I don't know what y'all do with these fan fictions. So as a result, I could never get into fan fiction. And I be seeing the Twitter girls go up for it. Maybe there's y'all need to send me some. But I've been into fan fiction since used discs. Okay, here's the thing for the people who are into fan fiction nowadays. Suki, not you trying to be out here. This is not the girl. This not you a fan fiction fan. Am I upsetting you? Suki's like, this is the time I'm gonna scratch at the door. So with fan fiction nowadays, do you guys like self-insert? Like, I don't like when people pretend they're in the fan. Like, I'm sorry, no shade to anybody, but like, I don't want to be in the story, and like, I don't want to read what Aaron is doing to me, or Levi, or Gojo. Like, I want other people, like the characters that I ship. I need to maybe like y'all can send me some links. I'm open. I'm totally open to rechecking fanfic out. But maybe I just have been led astray and I've been looking at the wrong fan fictions. What's my I just like so and this is the thing too. I said I was gonna get back to like my hentai and like my smut reading and stuff. I like when I read sexy stories, I'm not thinking about the characters. I'm imagining those scenarios with my own man because I got my man. Like I'm imagining me and my man in those scenarios. I'm not imagining myself. Like I don't want to do Levi. I don't. No thanks. I think he's hot. Like I don't want to do him. When I'm reading, whatever I'm reading, Yakuza lover, I'm imagining myself and my man as that. So maybe that's how I like self inserts. But listen, I'm not here to yuck your yum because I'm also like I'm out here reading and like looking at people drawn having sex. So who am I? Who am I to be out here judging? But me personally, self insert. And it's like I've always been not even just anime or manga related. Like I love like erotica before 50 Shades of Grey. Like ill, no, not 50 Shades of Grey, but I always like avoided self-insert stories. Like I just like a story where it's a couple and I'm following the couple on their journey to whatever they're doing. So, what I wanted to say about like hentai, smut, and stuff like that. The reason now that I'm like, listen, I'll make videos, I'll make reviews. I spent a lot of time like you cannot I would never in my life read those type of stories. Because when I was younger, like I said, I've been collecting manga since I was 16. I've been watching anime since I was 5. Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura. When I was in high school, I started collecting my manga and I started collecting Clamp. Clamp is a lot of things, but they not doing no like, you know, R-rated stuff. My sister at the time was in college and she went and she told my mom, I'm I'll never forget this. She told my mom that I was looking at naked people in books. I was mortified because that was not at that time. Absolutely, that was the farthest thing. I didn't even know about those type of like manga and stuff. But I had such a stigma with like hentai because a lot of people who aren't like familiar with anime, like that's what they associate it with. So for years, like I vehemently was like, hell no, I would never, never read that type. Like I was like a pick me in terms of anime, like like pick me behavior. And it wasn't until on my podcast I interviewed Kate and Nisha from But Why Though, and they were telling me about like yaoi and Jose and Smut and stuff that I was like, you know what? Maybe I can give it a try again as an adult with an adult mind. And now I'm older and embracing like sexuality and stuff like that. But for the longest time, I was just like people only think of anime as something nasty, and I will never give into that. And now I'm like, here are 10 smuts you should read to get started on your journey. But I always feel like that's worth noting because for a long time I was a pick me. I was the anime pick me. But not a Goku. Like, I'm not gonna defend Goku. Like, I ain't that far of a pick me. I was just like, I would never. And now I'm like, bitch, sit down. Let me tell you. I thought my husband was coming downstairs. He wasn't. Yeah, where are people reading the fanfics? Where the fanfics at? Where are y'all finding these? And if y'all writing them, send me the links. I'll read them. Can we do a peer review for the fanfics? We're out here. Oh, guys, we have 10. We have not 10. We have 6 minutes left in the stream because I'm not gonna have y'all here. It's longer. I've taken enough of your time as I've drank and gotten unhinged. So if you have any final manga questions or any anime questions in general, let me know before I'm out here ending things. But if you also have fanfic recommendations that you think it's worth reading, I will check it out. I'm pretty plain with my ships though. I know recently I discovered not discovered, I knew people like this ship. I didn't realize that hello, bae. I didn't realize that people that I loved and cared about shipped Katara and Zuko. And I have been hurt since. And ever since I've been feeling some type of ways. So, but if there's some ships that maybe would change my mind, maybe I would, any fanfics, maybe I would change it. Let me know, but that's not my ship. My ships I'm pretty vanilla when it comes. Like I'm just gonna follow what the author says should be the couple. I backspaced on a message earlier about you not serving credit. You know me so well. You know me so well. A new manga series you're excited about? Ooh, there's a lot of stuff. Honestly, recently, um, overcoming. Oh yes, I love overcoming writer's block. That is a really really good one. There's another one that's like Yakuza's like what is it? Like the girl, she's a writer and she just takes in this Yakuza guy. I love Yakuza. That is like my jam. Um New series that you're excited about. I've honestly been in a huge webtoon like hole because for the longest time I could not read webtoons or manhwas because I don't like colored. This is so weird. This also sounds racist if you take it out of context. I don't like colored pages. Like I love manga. I love black and white. So for a long time, I just could not read my manhwas or webtoons because they weren't colored. But I've changed. I have changed my life. I've given in. Um, so I have been. I'm currently reading Manta. I'm reading Second Piata. I'm reading Semantic Error, which is on hiatus till May 8th, and I'm very sad about it. And I'm also reading stuff on websites that are illegal. Cough, cough. Payback, Shutline. I think it's called Shutline. Um, Wet Sand. I'm reading a lot. I'm doing the most. But there's a lot of manga today. There's been a lot of announcements because I think Anime Boston, Sakura Con, Tokyo Pop has been licensing a lot of Boys Love, which I'm excited for. And like I said earlier, um, the what is it called? Can't get in love this way. Whatever that was, the one that I was talking about. We can't just do plain love. This one, I'm so excited to get. And there's stuff that I have that I'm just waiting to get more volumes to catch up. The Wonder of Webtoons. That's about to be my new name because I'm obsessed. Um, something's wrong with us. Before I started buying it, because I was like, let me read it before I buy it, which doesn't happen often. I need to catch up, but I'm waiting like on a night where I can binge all of them. I'm excited to like read what I have, because I have a lot that I haven't been able to dive into. The new Given volume, I don't think I've gotten into that. Yakuza Lover, that's another one. Like, I just want a night where I'm just like drinking and reading and I can binge, but I'd be tired, y'all, and I'd be falling asleep by 11. It's a miracle I'm up this late. My Love Mix Up, that I'm really, really enjoying. That I think I'm on volume 3 or volume 4, and I have a couple volumes to read. But it's a lot to keep up with, and I'll be trying. I feel like reading, I obviously the wonder of anime. I love anime, but reading manga is just so much easier to me, especially when it's accessible on my phone. So that's really where I'm at. But there's 1 minute left. So I just want to thank, I can't believe we're out here. I've been trying to read what I own. Listen, there's so much aside from the clamp stuff, and the one shots that come in, because that's usually the one shots, I read those as soon as they come in the mail. Like Amazon gives them to my hand, and that's ain't like I rip it open and I'm reading it. There's actually some that I have to read. And I don't know about y'all, but something about me and manga, I can reread manga so much. Like I can I can read the same story 10, 15 times, but I cannot watch the same anime over and over unless it's Yuri on Ice or Given. But okay, Suki, this is my time to go. I'm I'm ending the stream. I can't believe it's been almost 2 hours. You guys have been here rocking with me for my first stream. I'm just so honored that we've been here talking about manga, and this has been so much fun. I'm so grateful you guys have come and joined me. And as I said, the giveaway, I will be posting more information about that tomorrow as I finalize the manga that I'm going to be gifting away. Um, and I do plan on making this stream a regular occurrence. I know I want to get like a new camera and stuff. So, but I think I'm going to just start doing it before I get the new camera. Why wait? But thank you guys so much. This was so much fun. I didn't really expect anybody to join. So the fact that there were like 9 people here consistently means a lot. But thank you guys so much for joining this live stream. And I think we'll do another one in like 2 weeks. Oh, I'm glad you had fun. I had fun. And now I'm going to eat the rest of my food. All right.